Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss a new point in a topic population, that is the growth curves. The increase in size of population or the increase in number of organisms or individuals of a population is called as population growth. A population grows or increasing its size when the birth rate is high and death rate is low. So due to this, ultimately there is increase in number of individuals in a population due to increased birth rate and low death rate. It is also increased by immigration, that is migration of animals into the population from another region or from another similar population. So, size of the population or the number of the population increases when there is a high birth rate and low death rate together with the immigration, that is addition or the entry of new organism or the individuals into the population from another similar population, that is called as immigration. Immigration means the migration of animals or the entry of animals into the population from certain other similar population, leading into increase in number of the individuals or the organisms in a population. So these are the two reasons mainly responsible for the increase in a population growth. One, that is the population growth increasing when there is a high birth rate and low death rate together with there is a immigration or addition or entry of new organisms into a population from another similar population or from another region, and this will lead to increase in number or a size of the population called as population growth. When the increase in the number of animals, when the increase in the number of animals is plotted against time, a curve obtained is called as growth curve. When the increase in number of individuals or animals is plotted against time, a curve obtained is called as growth curve. The pattern of growth curve is different for different populations. The pattern of growth or pattern of growth curve is different for different populations. Mainly, there are two patterns of the growth curves are significant. Mainly, there are two patterns or two type of growth curves are significant, such as one, that is a S-shaped growth curve or sigmoid growth curve, and second is a J-shaped growth curve. So there are usually two type of growth curves can be obtained or appears in a population. So first we'll explain S-shaped growth curve or sigmoid growth curve. When few organisms are introduced into an unoccupied area, when few organisms, what means few number, when few number of organisms are introduced into an unoccupied area or the area which is free from species or the animals, area which is readily free from organisms, and it is acquired by the new organisms and which are few in number. So when few organisms are introduced into an unoccupied area, the population grows gradually. The population grows gradually. In the beginning, the growth is slow. In the beginning, the growth is slow, and this stage of growth is called as positive acceleration phase. Means in the initial phase of the development in a particular area when there is entry of few organisms in an unoccupied area, the population grows or the number of individuals organisms grows gradually or slowly. In the beginning, the growth is slow. In beginning, the growth is slow, and this stage of growth or this stage of slow growth is called as positive acceleration phase. Then growth becomes rapid. Then growth becomes rapid and population increases to maximum. Then growth becomes rapid and population increases to maximum, and this stage of maximum growth or this stage of growth is called as logarithmic phase. This stage of growth is called as logarithmic phase. Then after reaching the maximum size, the growth rate then slows down. The growth rate then slows down due to environmental resistance. And this stage is called as negative acceleration phase. After reaching the maximum size or maximum number in a population, the growth rate then slows down or then growth rate becomes slow due to the environmental resistance, and this stage is called as negative acceleration phase. After this, the population reaches to equilibrium level. After this, the population reaches to an equilibrium level or a stable number in which there is no increase or decrease in a population. After this, the population reaches to an equilibrium level in which there is no increase or decrease in a population. Means, if we observe the growth pattern of a population, in a S-shaped curve, these are the four steps. These are the four steps representing the different conditions or different pattern in a population, different pattern of growth in a population, that is in a four phases. The first phase, that is a positive acceleration phase. Second one is logarithmic phase. Third is negative acceleration phase, and fourth is equilibrium level or stable level. So these are the four levels of the growth pattern in a particular region or in a particular population. So we will repeat the things again. When a few organisms are introduced into an unoccupied area, the population grows gradually. So we'll have to consider that in a particular area, previously there are no any species or the any number of organisms, but it is an unoccupied area. When this unoccupied area gains or where there is an entry of few organisms, the population grows gradually. So in the initial phase of the population growth in a given area, where there is introduction or entry of a few organisms, and these few organisms will undergo their breeding activities and increasing the number of organisms through the process of reproduction, and due to the less or few number of organisms initially present in the particular area will undergo the reproduction, and there is and shows a slow population growth. So population grows gradually in the initial phase. So in the beginning, the growth is slow. In the beginning, the growth is slow, and this stage of growth is called as positive acceleration phase. Means there is a slow rise or increase in a number of organisms of a population and representing a positive acceleration phase. Then after that, the growth becomes rapid. After that, the growth becomes rapid and population increases, or the number of organisms or individuals in a population increases to maximum. And this stage of maximum growth is called as logarithmic phase. This stage of rapid growth or rapid increase in a population is called as logarithmic phase. Then after reaching the maximum size or maximum number in a population, the growth rate slows down. Then the growth rate slows down due to the environmental resistance. Due to environmental resistance, and this stage is called as negative acceleration phase. So due to the environmental resistance, the growth rate slows down, or there is a slow increase in a number of population in a definite period in the population, and this particular phase of the slow growth is called as negative acceleration phase. After this, the population reaches to the equilibrium level, or after this, the population reaches to a stable number or a stable level in which there is no increase or decrease in a population number. So this particular phase is called as equilibrium level. For example, this type of growth curve, or the pattern is found in yeast and bacteria grown in a laboratory. This type of growth pattern is found in yeast and bacteria. These are the microorganisms which are can be grown in a culture in a laboratory. Then carrying capacity. So this particular type of the growth, that is sigmoid or S-shaped growth curve or the pattern, uh, is seen usually in the particular habitat or a particular region or in a population due to a definite amount or of the carrying capacity. The environmental resistance or the carrying capacity. The environmental resistance or the carrying capacity, these are the two terms which are related with the particular habitat having a certain type of resource, or which has having a capacity of providing the uh, food or oxygen or whatever the requirements of the population that are gained or received by the population or the members of the population from the environmental resource, or this, and this particular environment or the habitat is having a definite amount or a particular potential of providing the nutrients or the oxygen to the population. So this is called as a carrying capacity. So the capacity, carrying capacity is thus a capacity of the particular habitat and which supports the maximum number of individuals of a population. So carrying capacity is in the form of a potential of the resources present in the respective habitat for providing the different requirements to the population, or the for the population growth, for the growth of organisms or growth of population, whatever the nutrients, water, oxygen. So these are the different essential components which can be supplied by the respective habitat or the environment that represents the carrying capacity. So particular habitat having a definite quantity or a definite amount of the provision or providing support to the organisms, living organisms in a particular habitat in the form of a population. So, carrying capacity is the uh, a potential. Carrying capacity is thus a potential of the respective habitat or the environment for the provision of different essential materials, nutrients, or the essential components which are uh, essential for the growth, development, or the sustenance of the living organisms or the living species in the respective habitat. So, this particular potential of the habitat can serve or can provide the support to the certain maximum number of individuals of the population is called as carrying capacity. Means every habitat or the environmental component of the particular region. So every habitat, may be terrestrial, aquatic, or forest, will have a definite potential and which can serve or which can provide support to the certain or a definite maximum number of individuals of the population only. This particular upper level beyond which there is no more increase in a population is called as carrying capacity. So, the respective habitat will have the potential of provision or providing support to the population with a definite number only, after which the environment or the habitat cannot provide the requirement of the life or requirement of the population, and thus each and every habitat or the environment will have a definite amount of the carrying capacity or its potential for the support of life or in support of the life, and can provide its support in the form of nutrients, water, oxygen, whatever. So that are provided to the particular number only. So this particular number of the organisms or the individuals of the population will get adequate supply of the nutrients, water, or the oxygen for their growth and sustenance of the population is called as the carrying capacity. So, carrying capacity is the upper level. This is the maximum number, upper level beyond which there is no more increase in a population is called as carrying capacity. Means environment can supply or support a specific number of individuals only. Beyond that, the carrying capacity uh, that will not supply or that will become harmful. So, no further population or the individuals or the organisms can get their requirement from the respective habitat. So, the upper level beyond which there is no more increase in population is called as carrying capacity. Thus, carrying capacity or a particular habitat supports the maximum number of individuals of the population. So, on the basis of uh, if we relates or correlates the carrying capacity or the environmental resistance of the particular habitat with the population growth or the growth pattern of the particular population or in a particular area, we can correlate the carrying capacity or the environmental resistance with the particular number of population size or particular number of population in a particular area. And that's why we have explained the sigmoid curve where there are 4 steps. That is, in the initial phase, there is a slow growth in a population because we have considered the entry of or introduction of very few number of organisms of a population in an unoccupied area, where this particular area and that number of organisms will begin their growth and various life activities together with the reproduction, and ultimately will lead into the slow growth or increase in a number of population in the initial phase of development, and is called as the positive acceleration phase, after which the growth become fast, after which the population size or the number of organisms increase rapidly and reaches to the maximum number. So this maximum number, or this growth pattern, that is rapid growth in a number of individuals in a population, is called as logarithmic phase. Again, after that, after reaching to the maximum number, the growth becomes slow due to the environmental resistance. Means there is a sort of control. There is a sort of control on various factors or the parameters or the essential materials from the environment. So there is a sort of control called as environmental resistance. So this will lead into the slow growth in a population, and this particular stage in a population growth or in a growth pattern of the population is called as negative acceleration phase. So after this negative acceleration phase, during which the increase in a population or the rate of increase in population slows down, representing negative acceleration phase, and after which there is a equilibrium level, after which there is a equilibrium level, and there is no further increase or decrease in a number of population, called as equilibrium level. So ultimately the ultimately the growth curve shows S shape or a sigmoid curve. Then second type of growth curve, that is a J-shaped growth curve. J-shaped growth curve. In certain populations, the growth is very rapid. In certain populations, the growth is very rapid. The number of organism increases by compound interest fashion, and then growth stops abruptly and the population declines suddenly. This decline in a population is caused by environmental factors. This type of growth pattern forms J-shaped curve. So, while the discussion of the J-shaped curve, what happens in certain population, the growth is very rapid in the initial phase. In a particular area, the population number, or the number of organisms in a population grows very rapidly in the initial phase, and the number of organisms increases by compound interest fashion, or increasing large number of organisms in a population, reaching to the maximum number within a shorter time, and then growth stops abruptly. Then growth stops abruptly and population declines, the number of organisms decreasing suddenly. This decline in population is caused by environmental factors. So environmental factors are thus responsible for the decline or decrease in a number of organisms in a population. This type of growth pattern forms J-shaped curve. This type of growth pattern forms J-shaped curve. For example, it is found in lemmings, that is Arctic and subarctic rodents. So these are the organisms which grows rapidly up to a maximum number, and again due to the environmental resistance or the environmental factors, the population decreasing rapidly. So this forms the sudden increase, then stopping growth, that is increase in number. So number will not increase at the particular level. Growth stops abruptly, and again there is a sudden decrease in a number of the organisms in a population. For example, it is found in lemmings, that is Arctic and subarctic rodents, then thrips in roaches, thrips. So these are the small terrestrial insects uh, which are occurring in the roaches, then algal blooms. So these are the some of the examples where we can explain the growth curve or the growth pattern in the uh, having shape of the letter capital J. Biotic potential. So carrying capacity and the biotic potential, these are the somewhat similar terms. Similar terms, biotic potential. So it refers to the inherent ability of population to increase in a number. When the age ratio is stable and all environmental conditions are favorable, it is the reproductive ability of a population, the biotic potential is much greater than realized. So biotic potential and the carrying capacity. So these are the two terms. One explains carrying capacity of the environmental compartment or the respective habitat or the area having a particular population, having a particular number of organisms or possessing a definite number of organisms in the form of population in a respective habitat or the area, and this particular area or the habitat will have its capacity of provision of the nutrients or the water or the oxygen, whatever the components, essential components which are derived from the respective habitat by the organisms or the biotic components, may be plants, animals, or the living community that gets the energy or the nutrients or the essential components from the respective habitat, and this particular capacity of provision or providing support to the life or the population is called as carrying capacity. Means carrying capacity is representing a definite amount. Carrying capacity represents the definite amount of or quantity of nutrients in the form of abiotic factors, in the form of abiotic factors or the parameters of the environment which are essential for a growth, development or the sustenance of the life in a respective habitat. So this particular amount of energy or abiotic factors in the form of a definite quantity or amount will support the definite number of organisms only. So that can support the life, that can support the life with a particular number only. Means this is called as a carrying capacity. So beyond that, there is no increase in a population. So particular habitat will have its capacity of providing support to the life or the different species or the organisms of particular species or a population to a definite number only. That is called as carrying capacity. And the biotic potential is again ability or the capacity of the living factors or the particular species or the population, members of the population. This is the inherent property or the ability in a population to increase in a number when the ratio, when the age ratio is stable. When the age ratio is stable, means young individuals or the individuals with a young stage or the reproductive stage is the number that is the individuals with a reproductive phase or a reproductive age is stable, male to female ratio of organisms which are capable of reproduction with a stable ratio, males and females, with a reproductive ability or the capacity, and all environmental conditions are favorable. So when all conditions of the environment are favorable, the age ratio is stable, and the respective species or the members of the species or the organisms of the particular species or population have a definite inherent ability or the capacity to undergo the reproduction and increase in a number. It is the reproductive ability of the population. Biotic potential is thus a reproductive ability of the population, and the biotic potential is much greater than realized. So, biotic potential is much greater than realized. Means uh, realized means whatever the actual number of the organisms increased, whatever the actual number of individuals increased in a population, that is the realized uh, potential, but the biotic potential is much greater or more than the actual rate or the actual number of organisms produced. Then we'll explain these two growth curves, that is the sigmoid growth curve and uh, J-shaped growth curve diagrammatically. So this is the figure representing S and J-shaped growth curves. In first figure, left hand side, when the growth curves are drawn, the number of individuals, the growth, that is a increase in number of individuals, increase in number of individuals of a population plotted against the time. So population growth or increase in number of individuals when plotted against the time, the growth curve obtained representing S shape. So S-shaped growth curve we can see and just observe the growth. In the initial phase, there is a slow growth. In the initial phase, there is a slow growth or increase in a member or increase in a number of individuals in a population called as positive acceleration phase. So, positive acceleration phase where the number of individuals increasing initially with a slow growth rate. The population grows, the number of individuals increasing with a slow growth rate in the initial phase of the development called as the positive acceleration phase. Then in a second phase, the population grows maximum. The population then grows rapidly. The number of organisms or the number of organisms or the members then grows rapidly and reaches to the maximum number. After that, this particular phase of rapid growth is called as logarithmic phase. Then the growth rate or increase in a number of individuals in a population slows down. Means there is a slow growth. There is a slow growth or slow increase in number of the organisms called as negative acceleration phase. Negative acceleration phase. This negative acceleration phase is due to the environmental resistance. So environment thus resist directly or indirectly the growth rate. So the increase in a number of the population slows down in a third phase, that is representing negative acceleration phase, and this happens due to the environmental resistance. Again, after that, in a fourth phase of the growth pattern, the number of individuals in a population remain stable, means there is no further increase or decrease in a population. There is no further increase or decrease in a number of population, and this is called as equilibrium level. So the curve appears in a form of S shape or a sigmoid curve. So this type of curve is called as sigmoid curve. So sigmoid curve represents the four steps or the four growth patterns, four type of growth patterns in a particular population in a particular area, representing the initial phase of slow growth called as positive acceleration phase, the initial phase or the first step of the growth pattern or the growth curve in a population. Initially or in a first stage, it shows the slow growth. It shows the slow growth or slow increase in a number of individuals in a population called as positive acceleration phase. Then rapid growth of the individuals and reaches to the maximum level called as the logarithmic phase. So this second stage is a second stage of the growth curve or the pattern representing rapid growth and reaches to maximum number. Second, that is logarithmic phase. And after that, there is a slow growth rate. The number of individuals increasing slowly means the growth rate slows down, called as negative acceleration phase, called as negative acceleration phase. And this is due to the environmental resistance or a definite carrying capacity. This might be due to a definite amount or capacity of the environment of uh, providing the essential materials to the population. That is, either we can say this can either due to the environmental resistance or the a limited or the restriction of the carrying capacity of the environment. And at this stage or in a third stage or the phase of growth curve in a population shows the slow increase in a number of individuals in a population called as negative acceleration phase. And after that, the number of individuals in a population remain constant or stable or equilibrium level, indicating that there is no further increase or decrease in a number of individuals in a population called as equilibrium phase. And thus, this particular type of the curve appears to be sigmoid or representing S-shaped growth curve. In a second type of growth curve, that is the J-shaped growth curve, in a second figure, see the number of individuals which are plotted against the time representing J-shaped curve. So in J-shaped curve, what is the criterion or the condition? The condition is in a certain populations, means in a certain organisms or certain species, in a certain species, there is a in the initial phase of development or the growth or the rate of reproduction. In the initial phase, there is a rapid growth, there is a very rapid growth or very rapid increase in a number of population, reaches to maximum and stops abruptly. And after that, there is a sudden decrease in a number of the individuals in a population, means this will form J-shaped curve. This will form a J-shaped curve. This type of curve is shown by certain populations or certain species of the organisms like lemmings, that is Arctic or subarctic rodents, or the thrips in the roses, they are showing such type of growth pattern or the growth curves where in the initial phase the number of individuals or the number of organisms in a population increasing very rapidly reaches to maximum, and stops, the growth rate or the increase in population stops abruptly, and after that there is again sudden decrease in a number of individuals, and again population size decreasing rapidly or may reaches to zero or minimum level or few number of the organisms is and representing the J-shaped curve. So these are the two type of growth curves can be observed in a different populations. Then one more point that will explain here to explain the population fluctuations. Population fluctuations, that is the increase or decrease in a number of individuals. That is the increase or decrease in number of individuals in a population is called as population fluctuations. The increase or decrease in a number of individuals in a population is called as population fluctuations. This happens due to either favorable or unfavorable conditions of the environment. Population fluctuations occurs due to either favorable or unfavorable conditions of the environment or extrinsic and intrinsic factors. Extrinsic and intrinsic factors. Extrinsic factors means abiotic factors or the parameters of the environment, and the intrinsic factors, that is the inherent features or the ability or the capacity of the species or the population or the organisms. That is extrinsic and intrinsic. Extrinsic factors representing the carrying capacity of the environment, and intrinsic factors representing the biotic potential of the population. So these are the two factors, extrinsic factors and intrinsic factors, or favorable and unfavorable conditions of the environment are responsible for the population fluctuation, that is increase or decrease in a number of individuals in a population. Population fluctuation is thus the increase or decrease in a number of individuals in a population is called as population fluctuation, and this happens due to population fluctuations happens or occurs due to either favorable conditions or unfavorable conditions of the environment, or we can say population fluctuations are due to the extrinsic and intrinsic factors. Are due population fluctuation, that is increase or decrease in number of population, is may be due to either extrinsic factors, that is environmental factors, or the carrying capacity of the environment or the respective habitat, and intrinsic factors, that is biotic factors or the biotic potential of the population or the species of population in a particular area or the habitat. So the population fluctuations uh, can be seen or observed with three different types. There are three types of population fluctuations or three different modes or the types of population fluctuations can be studied at three different conditions. That is, when changes are small and negligible. When the changes, in a first case, when changes are small and negligible, when there are small and negligible changes in the environment, leads to flat curve. We can see the curve, flat curve in a diagram. The first type of curve, there is a sudden increase, there is a slow increase in a population, and due to the small changes or negligible changes in the environment shows the flat curve. That is, little number of individuals can increase or decrease, representing the flat curve. Flat curve due to the small and negligible changes. Then secondly, larger and regular changes. Larger and regular changes. Changes may be larger and regular, representing cyclic curve. Representing cyclic curve means there may be positive or negative changes, and may increase the number or may decrease the number in a cyclic pattern or up to a certain level, representing a cyclic curve due to the either larger and regular changes. And thirdly, irregular, when the changes are irregular, representing eruptive curve, means there is no specific pattern of the curve, that is either increase or decrease. There may be increase in increasing number rapidly or decreasing the number rapidly, or there may be a irregular curve representing a variable number in a population, addition or loss, increase or decrease in a number of individuals, increase or decrease in a number of individuals in a population which is very irregular, maybe less number, maybe maximum number, and this will represent eruptive curve. So these are the three type of population fluctuations can be observed due to different type of changes in an environment. Maybe the may showing the extrinsic change in extrinsic or intrinsic factors. So extrinsic or intrinsic factors or favorable or unfavorable conditions of the environment will lead into the population fluctuations, that is different growth patterns in a population representing either a flat curve or a cyclic curve or the eruptive curve. So these are the three different type of population fluctuations can be observed in a population on the basis of changes in the environment, on the basis of changes in the environment. Different categories of changes in the environment can lead into the population fluctuations and representing the growth curves either flat or cyclic or the eruptive. So this is about the growth curves. So today we'll stop here, and next time we'll continue with a new topic, that is population regulation. Next time we'll continue with a next topic, that is population regulation. So today we'll stop here. Thank you.